Welcome to Garden of Life. Garden of Life is the place where you learn to love Hashem. Parshat KiTetzei means when you will go out. So in this parsha covers so many laws, more than 70 laws, 74 laws is covered this parsha. And today we're gonna cover a few of these laws. Moshe is talking to the people and is guiding them about different behaviors that the people should have when they go to the war, when they have a son, the right of the firstborn, the wayward and rebellious son. There's so many laws here, and today we are going to cover 3 specific mitzvot that this parsha speaks about. This parsha, Devarim 22, speaks about the male and the female garb. And this is what it says. Male garb shall not be on a woman, and a man shall not wear a woman's garment. For anyone who does so is an abomination of Hashem. This is interesting because the Torah forbids men and women to adopt garb or other practices that are associated with the other sex. This is to preserve the normal and destructive differences between male and females. So this portion also covers sending the mother bird from the nest. If a bird's nest happens to be before you on the road, on any tree, or on the ground, young birds or eggs, and the mother is roosting on the young birds or the eggs, you shall not take the mother with the young. You shall surely send away the mother and take the young yourself, so that it will be good for you, and you will prolong your days. Sending the mother bird from the nest. The Torah forbids one to take the ownerless mother bird when it's sitting on its egg or young. One must send away the mother bird, even many times if it keeps returning to the nest, and only then is one permitted to take the eggs or the young. The sages explain that the reason for this commandment, as for the prohibition against slaughtering a mother animal and its young on the same day, it is because it is cruel to do so, especially since animals instinctively love their young and suffer when they see them slaughtered or taken away. Another reason is to symbolize that the person should avoid doing things that will destroy that species. For to slaughter mother and children on the same day is akin to mass extermination. Man explained that these commandments are meant to inculcate compassion in people, not as some think that God himself pities the bird and animals. It is forbidden to say so, because God permits people to use and slaughter animals for their own needs. Rather, such commandments teaches that people should accustom themselves to act mercifully. And at last, we have the mitzvot of the tzitzis. You shall make for yourself twisted thread on the 4 corners of your garment, in which you cover yourself. The commandment goes actually about the tzitzit, and that's the commandment that we are going to concentrate today in the tzitzit, the commandment of the tzitzit. Hashem said to Moshe, saying, "Speak to the children of Israel and said to them, that they shall make for themselves tzitzit on the corners of their garments throughout their generations. And they shall place upon the tzitzit of each corner a thread of turquoise wool. It shall constitute tzitzit for you, that you may see it and remember all the commandments of Hashem, and perform them, and not explore after your heart and after your eyes, after which you stray, so that you may remember and perform all the commandments and be holy to your God. I am Hashem, your God, who has removed you from the land of Egypt to be a God unto you. I am Hashem, your God. The commandments of the Tzitzit. The Sidra concludes with a passage that brings home to the Jewish people the obligation to remember all the commandments. The commandments of the Tzitzit, the Torah states, is a vehicle that enables the Jew to remember all the Torah precepts. The passage contains other general commandments that are essential to maintain allegiance to God, and concludes with an oft-repeated statement that He took us out of Egypt, and as a consequence of that, we are obligated to accept Him as our God. This we can see it in Parshat Shelach. You remember Parshat Shelach? In this Parsha talks about the tzitzit and the importance of it. The word tzitzit refers not to the fringe themselves, but to what they call upon their wearers to do. They related the word KiTetzei means peer at something intently. And as stated in the verse 39, one should look at the tzitzit in order to remember all the commandments of Hashem. On the corners of their garments, the corners of their garments are accessible and visible, which is important in the content of the commandment, since fringe must be seen in order to serve as reminders. Garments are a person meant to play a role of representing himself to the world as he would like to be perceived. It is important, therefore, that the garments be consecrated as it were with reminders of God, so that they not become the means to entice people away from His service. That you may see the flow of the flow according to Ramban, tzitzit are on the garment, so that you may see the fringe and thereby remember the commandments. The sages interpret this saying that you may see Him, God, for by performing this commandment with the proper intent, one can learn to see God, guide the world, so that in effect one sees Him and remembers the duty to be loyal to Him. The things that Tzitzit commanded and not to explore after our own heart, after the heart, in this case the boys, right? The heart and the eyes are like the body's eyes. The heart covets and the eyes seeks. And show that.
Close the door. This smartest.
You can grab it with both hands and explain both hands. What do you say? So.
Dress modesty. Girls was dressed. Boys was seen seat. Got it?
Okay, so in this parsha, first in one of the laws, it mentioned that the girls should not wear men's clothing. This also applies to wear clothing that resemble that you look like a boy. That's not the plan of Hashem. He wants you to look like a girl. If you're a girl, you were meant to be a girl. You were born a girl, and that's what He wants you to be, because He has something, a mission on this world that you have to fulfill as a girl. So it is a blessing also that He tells us how to dress, not to dress like a boy. Okay, and the same thing for the boys. The boys should dress as boys and not as girls. They were born as boys because in the mind of Hashem, even before you were born, He knew that you were going to be a boy. And your mission, you can only fulfill it as your gender. This is a beautiful parsha because it reminds us the importance to know our place and to know our identity, and that we are here, even though we're all souls, neshamas, we are all here in a mission with a purpose. But even in that mission, He tells us how to dress. It is very important to know how to dress physically and also mentally and spiritually. It's very important to have what we call tzinu, modesty. I have to say modesty, tzinu. So modesty is not that you have modesty on the outside, but you also have modesty on the inside, modesty on the words that we say, modesty in the way we speak. Modesty is also a type of clothing that our soul has, that our mind has, you see, and others see it. Even others don't see it on the outside, others can see it because of our actions, because of the words that we say. The same thing goes for the boy. It's very important to acknowledge your identity and of course to be thankful for who we are, right? Okay, so after this portion goes and speak about the mother bird. This is actually a commandment to God that is also another mitzvah when it mentions that you will have a long life. It's the same promise or the same reward as when we honor our father. When we honor father and mother, we will have a reward, and the reward is a long life. And the same thing here, when you choose, it says actually when you choose the mother bird, which is seems very cruel if you think about it. Like you have to choose the mother bird and take the eggs away to eat it. It says that you Hashem promises a long life. But also we see the mercy of Hashem in this parsha. You might see cruel because who will take the chicks and the birds for the mother bird? But it happened that if you are in the wild and you're lost, and it happened that you see a tree and you see the nest and you have to eat, Hashem give you the opportunity to survive, to take the chicks or the eggs, cook them and eat them, so that way your life will be preserved. So, and why the mother bird have to be shushed away like that? Because Hashem also have love for his creation. Hashem cares for his creation. That he doesn't want the mother bird to see how his chicks and the eggs are taken away, because it will sadden her. And this is a beautiful mitzvah. And then after that, we go back again to the boy and the commandment of the tzitzit. And this is a beautiful, as explained in the video, as you heard everything, all the awesome things of the tzitzit. Like I mentioned, is also a way of protection. See, that you always carry the tzitzit, and it's like you always carry Hashem and the commandments in you. It's a reminder, see, of His holiness within you, and that you are separated. Well, KiTetzei, when you go out. There's so many laws in this parsha, so many laws in this parsha, that it will be impossible to mention all of them and to do artwork of this. So I chose this one. It's one of my son's. This is one of the parsha that my son actually memorized, and I wanted to show you. This is actually my son's tzitzit when he was little, so I always kept it with me. He wore these all the time. You can see here. Also, you as you saw in the video, he was showing you. See, here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 knots and the 8 strings and the tzitzit. So always to remember. That Hashem is constantly in your heart and constantly guiding you. Like the tzitzits are like like the wheel, like the steering wheel of a car. Well, I hope this parsha was a blessing to you as it was to me, and that I cannot wait to see your artwork for this parsha. Okay, so somebody is gonna have one of these tzitzit, and it's gonna be some of the boys on the class of the group class. So you're gonna be blessed with this tzitzit as well. Talit Katan, actually, it is called Talit Katan. Okay, thank you so much for joining Garden of Life. Garden of Life is the place where you learn to love Hashem. Shalom. Why do you think the girl should dress with modesty? Why do you think?
Because she don't never let people see her belly or
Her
or
shoulders.
or her knee
Or her knees, and what else?
or shoulder.
Or the shoulders. You always have to. Do you like to wear dresses?
Yeah.
And boys, what do they wear?
See.
Tzitzis.